Thank you. Hello, everyone. Today, joining this webinar on the occasion of a webinar series of Nirvan University, Global Foundation for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and Nirvan University Jaipur are the leading provider of this webinar. The university aims to offer quality education with the focus on employability and promoting meaningful research and innovation. Today, we are presenting webinar entitled From Mathematical and Advanced Transforms to Solving Engineering Problems, Hunting Micro-Nano Vibrations for Sensing Applications, presented by esteemed expert Professor Emmy Lay. Just a little information before we get started. If you have any queries during the presentation, please type them into the comment box in your Facebook or YouTube panel. We will bring them after the completion of this webinar session. Now, without further delay, we will turn the time over to our today's expert, Professor Emmy Lay. Professor Emmy received the first MD degree in electronic engineering, control technology, and automation from University of Bari, Italy in 1988. The second MD degree in clinical engineering from the University of L'Aquila, Italy in 2002. He is a MD in Environmental Management and Sanitation from IFAD Institute, Kinshasa, DRC in 2020, and a PhD in Electronic Engineering from Polytechnic of Bari in 2001. From 1989 up to 2000, he was serving as technical top manager for private and public institutions in the main areas such as construction and maintenance of industrial plants, environment, biomedicine, nuclear for civil and health applications, robotics and instrumentations, and so on. He is with the Department of Innovation Engineering, University of Salento, Italy since 2000, and Director of Instrumentation and Measurement Lab first. Professor Emmy is a senior member of IEEE. His main area of interest, instrumentation and measurement of biomedical, environmental, and industrial applications, sensor and sensing systems, nanotechnology, artificial intelligence for instrumentation and measurement, and aging and characterization of photovoltaic panels. He authored and co-authored more than 324 papers in reputed journals. He published 5 international books. He served as a senior editor for Measurement Food Elsewhere, editor of Measurement Journal Elsewhere, editor of Measurement Sensors Elsewhere, associate editor of IEEE, Sensor Journal USA, editor of IEEE Transactions on Biosciences and Nanobiosciences, associate editor of Mathematical Problems in Engineering and published by Hindwai UK, and editor of Sensor MDPICH, board member of American Journal of Biomedical Engineering published by SAP USA. Professor Emmy is the chairman of EMICO TC19 on environmental measurements, chairman of IEEE IM Society TC34 on instrumentation and measurement in nanotechnology, and chairman of Nanosensors TC within the Italian chapter of IEEE Sensors Council. He has included in 2020 in 2% of the best world scientists by University of Stanford, US. He has visited various universities and counted as visiting an adjunct professor in different international universities, namely MMU of Kenya, Cambridge Technology University, Germany, ISTA University, DRC, VUB Free University of Brussels, Belgium, University of Navarra, Spain. He mentors different PhD students and scholars in Italy and international universities. He continues to serve as scientific consultant for national and international institutions. I once again would like to thank you from bottom of my heart on behalf of entire team of Nirvan University, especially our Honorable President, Registrar, and or other senior members. Before going ahead, I want to call Engineer Alok Kumar Singh to formally welcome our today's esteemed guest. Over to you, Alok sir.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Jasuja, for inviting me, for presenting my heartiest welcome to our esteemed speaker, Professor Dr. Emmy Lay. Sir, before proceeding for your wonderful session, I would just like to introduce on behalf of the Nirvan University Jaipur and the Global Foundation for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship to organizing this wonderful webinar. The Nirvan University Jaipur is incorporated by Act number 2 of 2017 of Government of Rajasthan and recognized as per Section 2F of UGC Act 1956 and has been empowered to award the degree under Section 22 of UGC Act. Nirvan University has a pioneer group in imparting education since 2001. It is spread over 35 acres campus area, one of the most advanced campus in the India. This group runs more than 10 different institutions providing high quality technical education as well as medical education. The Nirvan University is located in the Jaipur, capital of the Rajasthan, the most promising choice for the higher education. This group is also running Rajasthan Dental College Hospital, Rajasthan College of Nursing, SN College of Nursing, and so many other institutions imparting the quality in the technical education as well as the traditional education. This webinar is organizing in collaboration of the Global Foundation for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, which is working for the skill development and entrepreneurship across the globe since 2006. This foundation is having MOU with various international bodies, making its presence in 56 countries. This foundation has been organized World Leaders Summit, Global Congress, and Innovation Olympiads, pooled with more than 1 million people all across the globe and hosted more than 10,000 activities. Recently, GFSD has made 10 world records during the COVID pandemic situation in various online kinds of the activity. Most of the world leaders are member of this prestigious foundation. So on behalf of the both Nirvan University and Jaipur, I heartily welcome to the today's speaker, Professor Dr. Amy Lay. Thank you, sir. Please accept my heartiest welcome on behalf of the both of organization. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your both for your presentation. And I don't like to speculate about my background. It is true. I started to work at the age was at 98, 97. So up to today, I'm continuing to work in the field of engineering, especially in instrumentation measurement and the sensors and the sensing systems. From the bottom also of my heart, I'm very glad to stay with you and to speak about this specific topic, even if most of us are engineers, maybe working in the field of physics, natural sciences. I think we started in the university from the mathematical point of view, and the transforms are very important, as we learned in algebra, because they allows us to change the reference from one reference to another. We studied, just to recall you, in calculus at the beginning of the university, when we studied for the first time the Laplace transform, the professor, the lecturer, said that we try to use the Laplace transform because given a set of ordinary differential equations, we found very difficult to find a solution, a uniqueness solution, because in ODE, ordinary differential equation, we saw that in many cases we have three possibilities. The first one is a multiple solutions. The second is no solution. And the third case fortunately for us, there is one solution. But in many problems in the field of engineering, as we have to see today, I'm also very glad because it is the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture to invite me along with the President in the field of water distribution by means of pipelines. If we want to use sensors and sensing systems to detect leakage, this is one case. The second case I will present in the field of biomedical. It is difficult using only ODE, ordinary differential equation, to find one solution. So, recalling you what your professor of calculus told you, we need to change, to transform, to change the reference. So this is the ODE system. We cannot go down because it is difficult for us to find the solution. We need to change the reference using the Laplace transform, processing by means of Laplace transform, and once we find the solution, we have to use the reverse transform, anti-transform of Laplace. This is the big issue in many problems in the field of engineering. You have also to use the Fourier transform. So today in this lecture, in this keynote lecture, I have to show you one of my passions in the field of engineering, how it is possible to use mathematical systems, advanced transforms, in these cases, to solve practical issues. Let me first tell you, this is my the city of Lecce in the border of Italy, where we are located, where my university is located. Lecce is generally called, and it is known, many Indian people come in Italy. They make a comparison between Lecce and Florence. Lecce is a small Florence in the south of Italy. You may know that in Florence, we have many heritages. And you may know also Italy encompasses more or less 20–25% of the worldwide heritages. And the Lecce is an important city accordingly. We are close to Montenegro. We are close to Croatia. We are also close to Northern Africa. We called it Maghreb. We are located outside in the suburb of Lecce. This is our technical and scientific campus, one part only. And this is in the middle, the facade of my department building. My office is here, close here with my lab. And on the floor, we have one of the most important Italian lab for testing the aging of photovoltaic panels. It is part of my lab. This is the other part of my department. Okay, so quickly running, this is the content of our lecture. I think to close my lecture in 35 minutes, giving you the time to address, to give me, to present your questions and eventual remarks. So in this lecture, in this keynote lecture, we'll start with the reason of using advanced transform, such as FDM, DSD, and the principle, the main motivations. Under my research, I started more or less 20 years ago, and the reason of rearranging the algebra of these transforms, because we are speaking about the ill-posed problems in the spectral analysis. You studied in the matricial equation that sometimes it is difficult to make the division of some elements of the matrix. So this is the ill-posed question, and I will introduce some a formalism of FDM and DSD, which are the two transforms I would like to present to show you today. And the first application, given the area of your faculty, will be in the field of water distribution. And the second will deal with the mechanical diagnosis. I think also it is of your interest. And the third application with my PhD student in Mexico at the University of Aguascalientes. We are studying the use of, we are constructing a e-nose system in the field of agriculture. This is very important because for food characterization, you have to use something automatic. And I will show you the last application, just a quick survey in the field of EEG. So, in general, giving my background in the field of nuclear magnetic resonance and nuclear activities for civil applications, we try to use these transforms for catching vibrations. Vibration. So it is very important. It is very important. It is very important to see that for these issues, we need to know the distribution. Okay, this distribution is important because with the distribution, we need to know that it is important to know the beginning and the end of a phenomenon. Okay, so this is why we use these special transforms because they deal with the Poissonian distribution. I mean extinction. What we say in physics, extinction. So the principle, the main motivation are the following. In these cases, as we have to say with the experimental activities, fast Fourier transform and the Laplace one are not suitable to solve these problems of extinction using the distribution of Poisson. Why? The problem is double. First, the amount of data to be processed in order to obtain the reliable result. And the second is the variations of this phenomenon. So for the first time, two colleagues Wall and Neuhauser or Neuhauser started in USA to find how it is possible to use some autocorrelation functions in order to be more precise. So to obtain high resolution in processing these data. So this is an example. You have a set of damped exponentials signals. You can see here, this is the signal you use when you want to make the FFT or the Laplace transform. The idea is to transform for instance, the nonlinear signal in a linear signal, in which it is possible to determine two elements, the amplitude D and the frequency omega. Okay, so these functions are very, very important because for the first time we are able to make the inversion, the reverse of the matrix without suffering from ill-posed problems. What is the ill-posed problems? The ill-posed problems are when you have a matrix with the inner elements which are very close. So it is difficult for you to make the reverse, the inversion of this matrix, because making the inversion of this matrix, you have two problems. You have the overflow or you have the underflow. So it is not possible for you to continue with this computation. So we develop a system allowing us to make the inversion of these matrices, U1, U0. In this case, we are able to calculate the frequency and the amplitude. Given the frequency and the amplitude, we are able to reconstruct the signal. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do with the success. And look at here on your right, you have the circle with a radius 1 as value. If all the eigenvalues are included in the circle, it means that the inversion of all matrices is fine. So we have solved the ill-posed issues. So look at here some examples. You can see of our experimental data. There is a reference in measurement science, MST, measurement science technologies, making different inversion. We can use the Tikhonov regularization algorithm. We have improved these issues, and the best thing is all eigenvalues are located inside this circle with the unitary radius. So now we can speak about the FDM. Given a set of samples of the signal, we have to transform this set in something which is symmetric, dealing with the Hamilton theorem. So we compress all data from this equation where we have the amplitude, we have detected the amplitude and the frequency in something more mathematical, easier. Okay, so the idea is when we have this, the vibration within the signal, starting from the initial state, we need to make this inversion. Making this inversion, we are able, thanks to the Tikhonov regularization or the SVD, single value decomposition, we are able to find successive solution. So the idea now, as I told you before, is to have all eigen values within this circle and something also peripherals. It is also possible. So look at now the comparison. Once we have found the frequency by means of the amplitude, or the frequencies, and we have here the amplitude, we can trace out the signal. This is the same signal using the FFT. This is the FDM. This is also the FDM. This is the multi-scale FDM. What is the difference? The difference is in direct Fourier transform, we lose some information we have to see after this slide. This is a classical. This is the algorithm regarding the FDM we have provided, writing for the first time the algebra of this FDM. We are not the author of the FDM. We are the group that worked a lot in the FDM in order to adapt the FDM to the engineering situations. So now I can show you, this is the second algorithm, which is DSD. What is the difference? The difference between FDM and DSD, decimated signal diagonalization, is the following. FDM can work with a large signal with a lot of samples, but this DSD, you may understand, decimated, the signal are truncate. So it is a quick processing with a short amount of signal. Okay, so when you have a signal with different amplitude and samples, the problem, if you want to process this signal, you need to make a windowing process to divide the signal in different windows. So it is a large signal you divide in different windows. So making this windowing, it would be easier for us to process the signal. You do it with the FFT. So I skip. This is the DSD flowchart. Okay, so look at now the difference in terms of resolution. This is the FFT you usually use. Okay? If I come here making, I zoom the FFT signal, look at here, look at the difference with the DSD, for instance, the DSD absorption. Look at here, in the DSD, similar to FDM, we can distinguish, we can discriminate two peaks of the window under which we are processing the signal. In FFT, we don't have this discrimination. We cannot distinguish. So this is a loss of information, okay? In DSD, as regard in FDM, we can make this difference. If both peaks coincide, like here, it means a loss of information. You can imagine you are in a hospital. You are in diagnosis using a dedicated instrumentation for your health. The process of the instrumentation, in the first case, doesn't give you the difference between two peaks. What is the difference in terms of information? It could be a cancer, it could be a tumor. So you went to the hospital, undergone a medical examination, you went back at home, the physician told you no problem, but instead there is a problem. That is why both both DSD and FDM are usually used in the field of biomedicine, in the field of sensing, in agriculture, in the field of vibration detection. Okay, look at again. It is still a comparison between DSD and FFT. And here, look at, we have clear distinction, discrimination between peaks. Here it is higher than here. Look at, so with for instance 20 to 200 samples, we get peaks higher than in FFT processing. This is, it is very excellent. Okay, so let me, with your permission, to show you the first application. You are in the Faculty of Agriculture. You may know that in many countries, in Asia, in India, also in Europe, as well in USA, we face, there is a challenge related to leaks, leakage in water works. So the reason are fold, are multiples. Physical loss, pipe breaks and leaks, storage overflows, house connection leaks, metering error when you measure the amount, the quantity of water used in your home, water depths, billing abnormalities. Okay, so like here in Europe, we are in developed countries. in Ireland, it is very small. In Ireland, we have a very large amount of loss. And we need to deploy draconian measurements in order to address these issues. Okay, there are different techniques. You can see here in leak detection in a pipeline. We have the hardware-based methods and the software processing methods. In this part, we are in the field of acoustics, fiber optic, soil monitoring, when we monitor the humidity. And in your left, we have the software-based methods, and this one and this one also are used in the field of hydraulics in agriculture. We deal, our issue is in pressure point analysis. Okay, look at here. This is an example of technique used to detect water leaks. We send a signal. The break of the signal means there is a leak. But in this case, we need to use, for instance, metallic pipe. Otherwise, we have to put inside a wire along the pipe. This is the time domain reflectometry. We can use the acoustic emission sensing, sending here an acoustic emission, looking for reflection of the signal along the pipe. And we can use vibrations with the sensors close to the pipe, detecting with a laser LDV, laser Doppler vibrometer, and processing. And we can use a camera with an open here in our lab. You open the pipe like a water tap, and you can see the rotation, with the motion and the movement of the water, and you can detect in this case, only the speed. So in the spectral analysis, which is the main topic of this lecture, we use, when you have a pipe, a normal pipe, you have an initial break. So there is the negative pressure waves. So in general, this is the theoretical spectrum, and we expect from the measurement, this ideally we expect this is the measured spectrum by means of a sensor, and we make a comparison. If there is a matching between this point and this point, we can see that there is in reality a leak. So it is a decaying process we use in nuclear physics and in quantum mechanics, quantum physics. So in FDM, our idea is to consider the pipeline leakage as a thrombosis, as it is done in the human body. So we are in our lab. This is a magnetic sensor, and we pump water in our experimental system, pipelines, and normally in the city we can use here a sensor like this. We can put close to the sensor something for transmitting, a transmitter, okay, for transmitting the signal. So you can stay far from the point when you want to measure the detection, and the transmitter transmits the signals at the central station, a central area where all information are collected. Okay, so this is a part of the experimental data. We make it. We have different sensors, and we get here. You can see here the result from detecting with the different results. So we make a comparison between FDM, FFT. We have 11 water taps. We open to see the reaction, as you can see here, and also my publication I will send to the Associate Dean. You can see that FDM, you are welcome. FDM exhibits high accuracy. Here we have 60 meters for this part. You can detect the leak with an uncertainty around 20 centimeter, while with the FFT you can arrive to up to 1-2 meters. So this is very important. This is the key issue. It is very, very different. Okay, in the DSD, the something I told you, the difference between FDM and DSD is in the number, in the amount of data. DSD needs a short group of samples. So we do the same. Look at here, the difference, FDM, DSD. This is the regression technique we use to process the data. And look at here, changing only, this is the, from leak 1 up to 6, we are in ascending wave. So we pump from down to up. Here, from 7 to 11, it is in the descending. So in descending, we have high pressure. You can detect with the good accuracy. So as I told you before, we can work with this experimental application at your university. This is the complete, the full system with the hardware, computer, and different, and the 3 sensors. Here we use another advanced transforms called decimated Padé approximant. We can use it also. And this is, in this field, the DLP, decimated linear predictor. This is another advanced transform. So in general, for monitoring systems, we can use also the camera mounted inside the pipe, and we can use a robot working for pipeline with a huge diameter. We can launch a robot for inspection. And the second application is in machinery. You have a vibration. You can detect the vibration, processing, and you can see the wear of a machine. This is an example. So you can establish a mechanical diagnosis and detect the fault thanks to FDM instead of other techniques like a kurtosis, you can see the difference. Here, no problem. Here, this is a tool without wear. Fewer with a defect, a huge wear. So look at how FDM is able to diagnose this issue. This is another example with my PhD student in Mexico. We are constructing eNose for food quality detection. So when you need an inspection at the port authority, at the airport, at the market, you don't need to take a sample to bring it at your lab. This is something like lab on chip. So you can do it at the market in Delhi, in your city in Jaipur. You can do it at a real time, and you get the response of different material. So to make a discrimination between different foods, we use the FDM because, as I told you before, because of its high accuracy. I also use in pipeline issues, we try to detect the vibration of the water molecules, hydrogens and oxygen. In EEG, so we are studying the neuropathy, we need to see the variation of the oxygen within the blood, up to the brain, from one part up to the brain. So I think it is the same process. In water works, we deal with the water flow within a pipe. Here we deal with the blood within a vein, within the artery. It is the same. But here the difference we can see in the 3D with the FDM, the different peaks in the artery, which is a channel conveying oxygen. Okay, these are different. Okay, so what to say in order to conclude this presentation? We can use these advanced transforms where we need with the vibration, when we try to catch the vibrations, vibration of different liquids, vibrations of gaseous materials, and the reciprocal vibration, the vibration of the sound, you can use it. Okay, so some references in this field. I have more or less, I think, 35, 40 publications dealing with this topic. And this is the opportunity to thank you a lot for your kind attention. I am at your disposal for questions, remark. Okay.
Thank you so much, Professor Amy Lay, for such an informative lecture and very relevant, keeping in view of today's scenario. We are having few questions from audience. The first question is related with LDV technology. Audience is interested to know how effective it is to remove the blockage, and they are also interested to know any other technology which are more significant as compared to vibration.
Okay, so the laser Doppler vibrometer works as follows. You have you launch a laser signal, and you get a response of the vibration of the liquids inside the pipeline. We make a comparison between the LDV and the other acoustic technologies, because the acoustic technologies is we put like the headphone close to the pipe, around the pipe, and we make a comparison between the LDV laser technologies and the acoustic. The advantage of the LDV is portable, is mobile. You can use it everywhere, but there is a strong limitation because the LDV with the laser, you target a small portion of the pipe instead of using the headphone where you target all portion, all diameter of the pipe. This is the difference. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Another question is related with existence of poor farmers or small farmers. Audience is interested to know whether this robotics technology is feasible in Italy with small farmers, as in context to India, it is about to incorporate. So they are moreover interested to know the scenario of small farmers. They are using such high advanced technology in farming.
Yes, in general, we use the mobile robots in fluids, not in gaseous fluids. So only for liquids, not flammable liquids. So we use the mobile robots for water, for liquids, where it is possible to put the robot inside without fire. Okay, so you can use it, small ones, and they are like rover, like the rover we use in water, in a river, in oceans, in seas. So in this case, it is a wireless robot with an antenna. You can give it the input, and the robot moves within the pipe. It is similar for the diagnosis we use in esophagus. We have a pill, a robotic pill. We swallow this pill, and there is a camera transmitting the images of the monitoring. It is the same.
Definitely, sir. It is the technology which is moreover similar with medical science, like endoscopy and all.
Exactly.
Yes. I request other panel members, if they are having any queries from audience, they can raise.
Yeah, sir, there is one query from audience. He is interested to know what is the difference between FDM and multiple FDM techniques.
Sorry?
Difference between FDM and multiple FDM technique.
No, they are different. They are different because in more or less in the first case we use the basis of FFT. In the second case, it is close to the wavelet. It is close to the wavelet. So they are different, but the main principle are close. But the efficiency of FDM is strongly different.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Yes, Dr. Poonam.
Namaskar to one and all. Sir, one of our engineering PhD students want to ask, how can one learn the operating process of acoustic equipment?
in terms of cost?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. This is the experimental plant we designed, constructed, and mounted in our lab. I think it is 120 meters of length. It is a zigzag plants. We decided to use the zigzag plants hung on the wall of the lab because we can simulate the up and down flow of the water. More or less, I think the cost could be around three, here in Italy, of course, it could be 4,000 euros. This is a small plan, but if you like to use a complicated, sophisticated plan, I think you can arrive at maybe 5,000 or 6,000 euros. It is not. It is very cheap. Thanks.
Okay. Now I would like to call Dr. Poonam Dhawan to deliver a formal vote of thanks on this occasion. Over to Dr. Poonam.
Thank you.
I'm thankful to Professor Emile, University of Salernitano, Italy, for enlightening us with his immense knowledge and sparing time for us from his busy schedule to grace the event. I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the webinar for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. Thank you, sir, sharing the knowledge and guiding us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So with the Associate Dean, we can discuss after, maybe with a call for cooperation. Thank you so much for inviting me. I hope to come to your university. Okay.
Our pleasure, sir. Professor,
thank you very much.
I request if you please stop sharing this screen so that we can have a picture for memory of this webinar.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you indeed.
I also request other panel members to please turn on the video if possible. Thank you, sir. I hope it is beginning, and with your continuous collaboration, we will have more fruitful events like this. And in near future, I will be connected with you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So nice of you.
Thank you.
Now we can formally close this meeting. So nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.